channel. In today's episode, we'll be looking at the results from the Barnet League as well as the cup fixtures and looking forward to this week's fixtures in the Barnet League as well as the National Cup draw for the fourth round and the London Cups fixtures that are coming up as well. So we'll start off with the Barnet League. Obviously, Premier Division only had the one game this weekend, and we're going to talk about one of the issues that really has affected, the league this season and maybe in general in Sunday leagues as well. We're going to start off with the game that did go ahead. Mehmet Galata 5, Oakwood 1. Very surprising result here. Mehmet have been very much up and down this season. A lot of was expected of them, even talking to Adam, the Highgate manager, he expected a lot of Mehmet this season and they've kind of failed to deliver. But this is a very impressive result for them. 5-1 over Oakwood, who have, even though they're top of the league, they've not had their own way this season, and they've had some blips, this season as well. And that's a big blip as well. 5 on defeat to a very inconsistent Mehmet side. And then Park Rolls getting a nice 6 points, double header walkover over the Bandits. And this is what I'm gonna mention here. Obviously John does a fantastic job, of getting all the Barnet teams together, making the league strong. And you've seen a lot of success from teams in the Barnet League, especially towards the top. Is there too many divisions? Is there an emphasis on too many divisions or teams or stuff like that? Maybe, but that's what I'm saying. Like, we've had Westbourne United go from the Premier Division. They were in the Barnet League for a few seasons and they've now dropped out. We've had Gower Hornsey go. We've also this week had RT United leaving the league as well. So I don't think it's maybe a league issue. I just sometimes think maybe quality over depth, really, because you want to be letting in teams that you're gonna keep around for years to come, and build a league where you not only have established teams but you have new teams coming in, but those new teams stay for 10, 20 years and build strong foundations within the league, within the community. And it happens at times as well. There's been a lot of teams that have been in the league for quite a while. Obviously you've got Roman Reporters, Highgate Albion have been around for a while. There's teams like Kadara's Town that have been going for, I think, quite a while. Park Royals, even us, AFC Rose, we've been in the league for about 6 years. Enfield United, there's Enfield Albion. There's a lot of teams that have been around for 7, 8 years in the Barnet League. So it is building, but it's disappointing for me as someone who, provides content for the league and covers the league, to see teams drop out. It's disappointing as well for the players as well, especially for the Bandits management, going from Division 5 and then going into, the Championship and then progressing to the Premier Division. They obviously picked up a very good win, first day of the season, beating Oakwood, and it's just been downhill for them. And I did see a post, obviously, because I am on the AFC Rose Instagram, doing like the match reports and stuff like that. And I did see they did have a story asking about player availability. Is there any players who are, want to join us? And it's kind of sad that they're struggling with player availability, because they've obviously got a good bunch of lads there, players of family, and it must be hard for the management as well. Obviously doing a great job to get them to that level, to ultimately struggle to get players, when you're at the top division. So moving on in the Championship, fantastic game London Wednesday picking up a 4-3 win over Panathinaikos. Expected it to be a quite high quality affair, attacking affair. Very good win for London Wednesday there. Doubleheader between Gospel Oak and Kadaras Town in Div 1 ended up with a pair of draws, 2-2 in game 1 and 1-1 in game 2. In Division 1 as well. Big shock here. Mill Hill Club de Football 7, North London Athletic 3. And reading into what happened in this game, North London Athletic, 100% record, were 3-0 up in this game. And they get absolutely done in the second half. I think Mill Hill Club de Football, pulled 1 or 2 back before half time and then just run right in the second half. 5 for Peter Roseman. He's a very good player. We saw it early in the season, even when we played them when they were in Div 2 and they were a bit crap. Sorry to say, they're not crap now. They're quite good. He stood out like a sore thumb. He's a very good player, and he bagged 5 on the day. And North London Athletic, that's a bit of a eye opener for them, because I see them as probably the best team in our division. And they pulled apart in the second half. In Div 2, Northumberland Park Rangers losing 3-2 to Oakwood Reserves. In Division 3, Locomotive Thunder and Whetstone FC playing out a doubleheader. 3-3 entertaining game in game 1. And Whetstone FC picking up a 2-1 win in game 2. AFC Muswell Hill looking very good in Div 4. 10-1 win over Camden FC. 3-3 draw between London Orient and Maida Villa. And another top of the table clash. Underdogs 3, Highgate Albion Falls 5. Very good game there. Highgate Albion Falls had a lot of praise for Underdogs after the game. And Underdogs have been a lot more competitive this season. They weren't really that last year in Div 3. In Div 5, Enfield Albion picking up a 3-2 win over NLR. Gianni Dippo with a hat-trick for Edmonton Rovers as they pick up a 6-2 away win at North London Panthers. Obviously, I watch Edmonton Rovers stuff. I believe they're one of the first YouTube teams. Obviously, they don't do character work and stuff like that and pre-match and stuff. It's basically what you see, what you get. It's a TV style kind of thing where you just see the match. The filming quality is fantastic. I highly recommend going to watch Edmonton Rovers, film work and stuff. They've obviously got the older videos as well, stuff with commentary on, stuff without commentary on. But a very good win for the youngsters there. North London Panthers might kick themselves because they had a heck of a lot of chances. Keeper done very well, Being a keeper myself, the keeper was fantastic. Some of the finishing was very questionable, but the keeper, he played his part. He had a fantastic game. To be honest, letting in 2 goals was kind of unfair on his performance. I thought he was the best player on the pitch, even though someone picked up a hat-trick. Northwest Wolves continue their fine form. 4-1 win over Coney Hatch Athletic. And Roving Reporters beating North Atletico 3-1. In Div 6, Millwall Club de Football Seconds 2, EFNS 3, AFC Rosa 7, Atletico Grammar 2, and Inter Razor 6, Radlett Town 1. In the cup action, Troll Campbell 4, New Barnet 2. Like I said, best team name I've seen this season, Troll Campbell. In the Roger Jones Senior Challenge Cup, Panda 0, Highgate Albion 5. We're going to see later why that's a great feat for Highgate Albion. Powerhouse 4, Sopranos 12, Villavelli Caesar, again running riot. One of those names you'll see bagging a few goals, but I think he scored 5 on the day. Camden Town Athletic 1, Nissi 4, Gal All Stars 6, the Wrong Uns 1. Big result there for Gal All Stars. Arness Rangers 4, AFC Edmonton 10, Barnet South 0, Trent Park 6. Our journey in the Roger Jones Senior Cup unfortunately fell to Brotherhood Cosy with a 2-1 defeat. Yeah, can't really say much about that. Just we lost. That's all I can say. In the Junior Cup, Fireside 4, Highgate Albion 32, and Shentry 3, Torfic 4. Sorry, Shentry 4, Torfic 3. Yeah, nearly got that one mixed up. In the London Sunday Challenge Cup, we were going to do that all together, and we will review these again. Hendon United 2, Heavy Hitters 7. Fantastic result for Heavy Hitters against a team that had knocked out Barnet League opposition in the previous rounds. Highgate Albion 7, United DN 3. Now you know why I said that win over Panda was a great feat, because it looks like Highgate Albion played a game before. They played a London Cup game against United DN and then went straight into a Roger Jones Challenge Cup game against Panda. And they obviously didn't use their seconds, because the seconds were in action in the London Sunday Trophy, falling to a 3-0 defeat to AC Milano. Oakwood A beating Enfield United 5-2 as well. Oakwood A looking very strong. Enfield United having a very good season, and for a team like that to run away with a big win over a good Enfield United team is a very good result for them. And Ammonia Youth losing 2-1 to Northwest Jets in the Junior Cup. So also now we're going to look at the results from the third round of the FA Sunday National Cup, and we're going to focus mainly on our London teams. Obviously, Highgate through. They already went. They won. They played on the 11th of December. They picked up a win over FC Beaconsfield. 4-1, they won that game. That's a very good result for them. They pretty much were in control of the game, most of it. Fully deserved win. Beatty's picking up a win over Burfield this Sunday, 2-0. And SE Dons going through again, 4-1 win over Clapham Rovers, which is the funny thing is with Clapham Rovers is they actually won the FA Cup back in the day, back hundreds of years ago, over 100 years ago, but they are actually, the predecessors, they've actually won the FA Cup. So SE Dons picking up a big win there. And we're just going to run through the fourth round ties that have been made. Sunday, the 22nd of January is when these games will be played. So it's Custies versus Pineapple, Long Watton versus Iberth Arms. I definitely butchered that. Frimley Green Sundays against Highgate Albion. Frimley Green, I thought that was when they played darts. SE Dons taking on Club Lucy. I can't remember who Club Lucy lost to. I believe they lost to Highgate Albion last year, I think, in the quarters. St. Joseph's, who won the competition a few years ago, they take on Beatties, who are the holders. Borussia Martlesham, if you watch Kitchener videos, they're very familiar to you. They are playing VIP International. That's a fantastic team name as well. North Affair, Dock AFC versus AFC Bull, and Mainline Social taking on Sunderland Southwick. So we're just going to look at the London, trophy and cup draws results. So let's start off with the London Sunday Trophy. And this is looking very tasty this year. Some very good games coming up in this one. This week, the 15th of January, sees the fourth round games. Some of them have taken place. Some of them have to be played. It's MSL versus Yeni Bogazici of the Turkish league. Should be a fantastic game. Glebe Manor versus Horizon of the Barnet League. Long Lane Sundays versus Crayford Arrow Seniors. In the games that have been played, Croydon JFC beating Groundhoppers of the Groundhoppers Met team 8-2. Turcomanoi falling to a 4-3 defeat to Farnborough Old Boys Guilds. We obviously mentioned the two games involving Barnet League teams. Highgate Albion losing 3-0 to AC Milano of Essex Corinthian, and Oakwood A beating Enfield United 5-2. And Brook Athletic picking up a very good win, 7-1 over Duke of Clarence. So it's looking, very, very tasty, this London Sunday trophy. I've got my eyes on, obviously, Brook Athletic. I think Oakwood A have got a good chance. Farnborough Old Boys Guild, will believe that they can go far in this competition as well. You've got to look at Croydon JFC picking up a big win. Who wins out of MSL and Yeni Bogazici, and even who wins out of Glebe Manor and Horizon? These teams, at this stage will, have that belief that they can win the competition. It's a very open competition this season. A lot of very, very good teams are still in it and have gone out. The depth in the London Cups this year is outstanding. And I believe a very good team. It's going to take a very good team to win this London Sunday trophy. Moving on, we're going to look at the London Sunday Challenge Cup. Under the radar, will eventually play the winners of Jam and Rocker. That game's taking place next week. It feels like that game has not been played for years. Kamazi Strikers taking on Lambeth All Stars. That should be a fantastic game. Our All Barnet League affair, which is taking place this Sunday. Zaza taking on Olympia. I believe it's at the Enfield playing fields. This should be a fantastic game. Zaza, the Premier Division side, taking on Championship leaders Olympia. I wouldn't even say experience is maybe on Zaza's side, because Olympia, in the Copper League would have played in the London Sunday Challenge Cup, and they've got a lot of talented players. We talk about Yemi Baroma, we talk about Antonio Michael a lot on the Celt podcast. Obviously played with Antonio a few times at AFC Rose. Fantastic player. They've got a lot of talent as well, even on the bench as well. Strength and depth in the team is very good, and it should be a very, very big test for Zaza. I believe if they're not on their game, they could lose. But for me, Zaza are not off their game a lot, so it'll be a test for Olympia. I'm one of the biggest fans of Zaza's coach. I think he's a fantastic, motivator of his players, and he gets a lot out of them as well. I think Zaza don't go as far as they would without him. I believe he's, very integral to the team. I believe his work rate, tactics, motivation are all spot on. They have to be spot on Sunday, to be honest, against Olympia. I can see it being a very close affair. I can see it going to penalties in my books. I'm not going to say who wins on penalties, because penalties are a bit of a lottery, but I believe it will go to penalties. Golden Eagles losing 3-2 to Grand Athletic. Hatcham's SFL team losing to Bayswater 4-2. A bit of a shock there, but not a shock for Bayswater, who, their players have obviously got great belief in themselves. We mentioned the 2 Barnet League games. Highgate Albion winning 7-3 against United. Dean, I believe his name's Richard Enning. Obviously, he got trolled by the Barnet League account, but he scored 4 goals this weekend. Nice easy weekend for the boy. 4 goals and a 7-3 win, so he'll be very happy with that. Heavy hitters picking up a very big win as well. Heavy defeat for Hendon United, but heavy hitters have really proven themselves in this competition as well. Very good for them. They've obviously added some talent as well. I believe they signed Ruben Carvalho, very talented player. Yeah, he actually scored 2 goals in the game as well. So they've obviously strengthened themselves as well this season, and it's proven a good thing for them. I think they were 5th, I believe, in the Championship, but obviously a lot of teams dropped out of the Premier Division, so they moved up as well. They won the Premier Cup last season, and they didn't sit on their laurels, and they've been doing all right this season, but they've been very good in the London Cup. That's a very good result for them over a team who had been playing, with a lot of confidence, and especially against the Barnet League team. They probably came into the game and were like, look, we've got another Barnet League team, still what we do in the previous rounds. But heavy hitters came into the game and were like, nah, you're not going to do that. We're going to do this to you, and you're not going to like it, but that's the aim of the game. And Spartans losing 5-0 to Hatch Lane. It was ultimately game, set, and hatch for Spartans. Hatch Lane obviously looking to defend their title. Very impressive away win over Spartans. So looking at the fixtures now, 1 game in the Championship, the entertainment ship, we should call it. Usually goals galore in this division. Panathinaikos taking on Northwest Wanderers. AFC Rose taking on Kadaris Town. Yours truly will be there. North London Athletic versus Comi Kabir. Mill Hill Club de Football taking on Gospel Oak. In Division 2, Grange Park taking on Continental in a double header. Powerhouse taking on AFC Edmonton. I actually looked back at the Mill Hill Club de Football versus Grange Park game. It might actually be a league game after the cup game. That's a weird double header they might be playing. Powerhouse versus AFC Edmonton. In Div 3, we've got Fireside taking on North London Colts in a double header, and South Tottenham United facing Locomotive Thunder. In Div 4, we've got Barnet Salsa taking on Maida Villa in a double header, and we've got London Orient taking on Nissi. In Div 5, we've got Armenian Youth Association taking on North London Panthers. We've got Edmonton Rovers taking on Enfield Albion. New Barnet facing Roving Reporters. North Athletico taking on Colney Hatch Athletic. And NLR facing Northwest Wolves. Div 6, we've got a big top of the table clash between AFC Oak with thirds and Interman Razor 24. EFNS taking on Atletico Grammar. Pantera facing Barillic Sport. And a double header between Radlett Town and Mill Hill Club de Football seconds. In the cup action, Hearts Intermediate Cup, AC Finchley taking on Watford Youth Sports. In the Roger Jones Senior Challenge Cup, Cricklewood face AFC Muswell Hill. Highgate Abbey third take on Enfield United. Omonia Youth take on Camden FC. Trent Park face the Bandits. Heavy Hitters take on AFC Oakwood. Mill Club de Football take on Gospel Oak. Sopranos take on London Wednesday. Toriano face Peckenspor. In the Premier Cup, Gow All-Stars take on Mehmetchik Galata. In the London Veterans Cup, West Fulham Vets take on Anatolians. In the Junior Cup, Brotherhood Cosy take on Underdogs. We already mentioned the London Sunday Challenge Cup game between Zaza and Olympia. In the Barnet Sunday Football League Shield, Camden Town Athletic take on AFC Rosa. I believe in AFC Rosa and Camden Town Athletic are not playing in league action, so they will be playing in the cup. In the London Sunday Trophy, again, we mentioned Glebe Manor taking on Horizon. One of the bigger games this weekend in the Middlesex FA Sunday Premier Cup. Club of Syria taking on Highgate Albion first. I believe that'll be one of the games of, the week. Fantastic tie. Good test for Highgate Albion against a very good Club of Syria team. Highgate Albion reserves take on Park Rolls in the same cup. CP Rolls take on Highgate Albion Force in the Sunday Junior Cup. I believe that's the quarter-final stage there. And then Larkspur Rovers Sunday Senior Second Reserves. That's how it is put on full-time. Take on Whetstone FC. That pretty much wraps up the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The likes and subscribes and the comments obviously mean a lot to me. Don't forget to share the video. It means the world. It helps the channel grow. And I'll see you in the next video.